Okay, we are live.
Hello.
We're really getting this down to a science.
Yeah. Do you want to know what I saw on? I think it was Twitter. Might have been TikTok.
Twitter, it was some Nazi shit.
Okay, yeah. So it was probably TikTok. I saw a gooncident that happened in Lake County, Florida.
Lake County.
Yeah, Lake
Uh-oh.
County. I had to double check what state it was in. It was in Florida, Lake County.
Okay.
Cop was doing something. I don't know if he was in a pursuit or just driving too fast like they normally do. But he was watching porn on his little laptop that he has built into the car, and he crashed into somebody.
That's insane. Okay. I can't speak as to how I know this, but they track your keystrokes on that shit.
Yeah.
I'm surprised those websites aren't blocked.
I didn't even know that, because obviously tracking like keystrokes makes sense, but I thought it was just locked into like their fucking whatever program they use to.
No, because the government uses a lot of different like databases. So there's like in California there's like LEA Web, which is like a rap sheet thing, but then you can also go into the NIC, which is the National Incident thing. Like you can look up someone's federal rap sheet. You can go, and usually they have backdoors into DMV, CDPH, or well, I guess in California it'd be CDPH, which is the California Department of Public Health, but like whatever your public health like department is. So they just have like a bunch of different stuff like on that laptop. Like it's a fully functional laptop.
Yeah, I always thought it was just locked into whatever program they were using.
No, I mean, I'm sure that they have. I know that law enforcement agencies have like their own. Like they might have like a consolidated program, but it pulls stuff from like. I don't know what the word is, but like proprietary websites that only like certain people with like VPNs can access, or like the correct VPN.
Okay.
So the cop crashed his car.
Yeah, he full speed just bam into somebody, fucking airbags deployed.
I don't even know how you like explain that.
I know exactly how you explain it. You're like, oh yeah, I was tired of beating people, so I beat my dick.
Beat my dick.
Yeah.
I just, Florida is full of sex offenders.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a whole community there.
Yeah.
Where it's like sex offenders, and
they have like a pedophile village.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have to look further into it because I don't know if it's all just pedophiles. And the way that Florida, and I'm not trying to like throw a bone to sex offenders here, but there's a lot of different sex offenses, and they're not all like. People freak out about like sex offenders living in their neighborhood, and it's something to be alert. But like, you don't have to be worried about your children if the person's like victim was like a full adult. You know what I'm saying? Like you have like it's something to be like alert, but like not every sex offender is a pedophile, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So like, indecent exposure, like there's a lot of different ways to do indecent exposure, right?
Yeah.
Especially, when you take into account, like in California, at least, we have the indecent exposure law, but then each county and city might have their own ordinances that align or don't align with that. And so it's like there's just a lot of ways, and it's like, again, I don't want to throw sex offenders a bone, but
I mean,
there's just a lot of ways. The information that people can access is a lot.
I've committed a sex offense before.
Oh, pissing in a park?
Yeah, I pissed in public.
Yeah?
Yeah, have my pee-pee out.
I mean, there's you ever heard of Folsom Street Fair?
I heard of Folsom Street.
Well, so Folsom Street Fair is a
or is it Folsom Avenue? What's the one?
Well,
here?
Folsom Street is in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
So Folsom Street Fair is like I forget when it takes place every year, but it's like a pride thing. But it's like kink. So it is like it's not like, hey, LGBTQ plus rights. It is
people
like,
walking around with like ball gags in their mouth and shit.
Like pissing on each other. Like
Ew.
it is like, it's not like the most intense, but it is like, it's a display of kinks.
Okay.
So like it's shut off, it's safe, you know, they're not like in the middle of fucking like the Embarcadero, you know, just
Yeah.
fucking like doing whatever. Like it's like you have like there's barricades, you know, you have to like, you know, there's certain safety measures taken to get in, but like in that case, those laws are suspended. And I think
Are there kinks they don't allow?
I mean, I've
Like
never been to Folsom.
like shit eating.
No, I mean, I would imagine that anything goes. It's like a, you know, a whole thing. I can't imagine that that's like rampant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not, you know.
Have you heard of those like clubs in Europe? There might be some here too, but I only ever hear about stories of them in Europe where it's essentially just like a big building with like a bunch of different rooms in it. And actually I think the one that I've heard the most about is the one where like all drugs are legal for recreation.
Oregon?
No, in Europe.
The free state of Oregon.
What is it called?
Germany?
No, not
like
Germany.
the type of club or the country?
The country.
You want me to sit here and name every single country?
I don't know. Anyways,
is it Eastern or like
I think it's like
Europe?
Eastern.
Okay, so you got like
Mid-Eastern.
So you got like Poland, you got Germany, you got Estonia, you got Latvia, you got Romania.
Well, it's none of those. But if I heard the name, I would remember it. But anyways, there's like these clubs that you can get into where they're like that. Essentially, it's just like a big building with a bunch of different rooms in it, and people just doing like crazy, like weird. Well, to me, weird, but
Foreign.
Yeah, like kinks and shit, and just like in the middle of this room, it's all like dark. People bring their toothbrushes and will like stay for a couple days.
Yeah, you have a couple days.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You have to really you got to be on like gay Twitter during like the end of May, beginning of June, because June is Pride Month, and so there's this discourse that happens every single year without fail. It's should kink be allowed at Pride? And it's like this whole discourse. My opinion on it is I really don't care. Like it doesn't bother me one way or the other. I think there's certain sexual acts that require a certain amount of like public consent. But the thing is it's not like people are just going wild and like doing kinky stuff like in the middle of a pride parade. You know what I'm saying? Like there are areas for it. And so it's kind of like you're acknowledging it as you're going into this. So like if you don't want to be in that area, just don't be in that area. It's kind of like public nudity. There's a neighborhood, I think it's the Castro in San Francisco, where public nudity is legal. And so it's like if you don't want to be there, you just don't have to be. You know, like no one is putting a gun to your head and saying go to Castro district in San Francisco. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Public or clubs with kinks. I mean, it's Europe.
Yeah.
Sounds inherently brat summer.
Yeah, I mean they do like shows and shit too at some theaters where it's like watch how many eggs I can shoot out of my pussy, and
honestly,
just like shit like that.
Europe sounds so fun.
Depends what part of it, but
it's
yeah.
Culture. People say white people don't have culture.
Yeah, our culture is shooting eggs out our pussy.
Hens do that too.
That's true. Yeah. Or just or culture stealing from chickens.
Culturally appropriating.
Culturally appropriating chickens. Yeah, that's right. Welcome to the Learning Curve podcast.
Oh God.
All right, this is episode what, 5?
5. We are
episode 5.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, let me timestamp this. It's February. I don't think we timestamped last one.
We
Citizens United's not changing.
Yeah.
So February 15th. It's the afternoon. I have a watch on, and it has the analog face.
So you don't know how to read it?
I know how to read it. It just takes me a second. I don't have the digital, so. But.
All right. Yeah. Our last couple episodes we had, it was Citizens United, and then the one before that, we were just talking about like AI and urban planning and shit.
We got a complaint.
We got a complaint?
We got a complaint.
Who's complaining?
It's an anonymous complaint. And by anonymous complaint, I mean We know exactly who it was.
Is it the same bitch that said our equipment wasn't expensive enough?
No. It wasn't on social media. It was to my
Okay.
face about 25 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. That narrows down the suspects.
Too many politics.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't think it's too many politics, but I think we can diverge a little bit
Yeah.
from the political discourse.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
I tried to lighten the mood. I tried to lighten the mood with the electrocution story, but apparently that wasn't fucking enough for everyone. So, God forbid a guy electrocute himself and try to pass it off as a funny story.
Yeah, our last couple episodes have been a little heavy, and so I wanted to do some a little bit like light and more fun.
Okay.
I want to talk about our hottest takes. Like what's
On
your
any subject?
any
You gotta give me a
subject.
subject. I can't just like
Any
throw it
subject
out.
at all?
Okay.
I can start.
Okay.
So
Let me
I
build off
think
you.
everybody should be given a car gun with one bullet in it, 1 bullet per year that you can use with no consequence. Like if someone cuts you off on the road, if like the light's not turning fast enough,
You shoot the light.
yeah, you can just like shoot someone's tires. You can't use it to kill. It'll detect if it's being used for lethal purposes.
People drive like GTA drivers, so if you shoot them, they're just gonna swerve and just die.
Okay. So
Isn't that to using the bullet to kill?
no, if they freak out and kill themselves, like that's a skill difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I
God.
think car guns would make the roads a lot safer.
Look, my motto is like, okay, so someone was telling me the other day how they were in Texas with California plates on, and I
Mhm.
guess they like stopped, got gas or whatever, and someone came out and was like, "Oh, you better go back to where you came from." And I was like, people are so fucking bold. First of all, of course, right? You know, Texas. But like, people are so fucking bold because it's just like, what if I have a gun? What if I have an Uzi, like right down the back of my pants, and I just pull it out and shoot? What are you gonna do? Well, you're gonna die, but like, you're so fucking bold. Like, there is like a collective psychosis that exists in America. So like, I treat everyone like they have a gun.
Yeah.
Like,
That's-
even if it's like some harmful looking like PTA mom. Like,
Yeah, well, in my new world order, everyone will have a gun, but it'll only have 1 bullet that the government mails to you on
know what?
January 1st.
Why don't
if
we
you don't use your bullet by the end of the year, by the way, it expires and it doesn't work anymore. So you can't like save your bullets.
They gotta mail you. Why don't they just not mail you a new one?
Because that would be too much paperwork.
We need to get Doge on this. That's some government inefficiency. I think it should be Shinzo Abe guns.
Shinzo Abe guns, like you have to make the gun yourself, but they'll mail you the bullet.
No, I want the government to mail me a ramshackle, like duct taped together piece of plywood that explodes pellets out. Pellets. I think, you know what? That's pretty not lethal.
Yeah, we could do like a pellet inside of a metal casing that's like accelerated by an explosion from some sort of powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You maybe have to like shove a rod down there to pack it.
Oh, dude. Oh my God, I forgot it. Do you know what my barber said to me today? This is the second time I got into this barber, but I'm about to find a new one.
Oh, you should go to mine. He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler?
He's a professional wrestler. Shout out to Cormac.
Okay, yeah, I would want to get suplexed while I'm getting lined up.
He's really nice. He talks.
Okay, well, nobody heard that because it was too low for the microphone to pick up. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, he talks like he's on NPR.
No, I walked in and I texted you this, but there was a guy, he was balding like on the back of his head, right? Barely any hair up top. He was getting trimmed for like 15 minutes when I walked in. So I don't know how long he had been there before. He may have just sat down, but I was sitting there and I was looking like, bro, you barely got any hair. What are you cutting? Anyways, besides the point. I sit down and I don't know how to explain to a barber like, oh, I want my hair like this. So I just show them pictures.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's the responsible thing to do. Barbers love it when you do that.
Okay, cool. Well, this guy didn't.
Okay.
I showed him the picture and he was like, oh, I don't do shit like that. And I was like, what?
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question right now. I don't want our listeners to get offended. Was this barber black?
No.
Okay. Because
No,
sometimes, like, because I'm not being, like, this is not, like, racially charged or anything, but, like, barbers are very specific with what they work with. So, like, my mom's hairstylist who dyes my hair hated dyeing my hair at first because she literally was like, I don't work on men and I don't work on short hair.
No, yeah,
and
I know.
so, like, it, you know, sometimes, like, you might have, like, a white guy going to a black barber and the black barber might be like, I don't know how to work on white people's hair. Like, and
barbers
vice versa.
have their specialists. Like, I know that enough to where I would never, like, walk into a black barber and be like,
no, they do it. It's just like you just run the risk of them being like, I can't help you. Like, I don't know what you want me to do, man.
Yeah, they like specialize in different shit. But no, he was like, oh, I don't do that shit, and I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I can show you the picture that I showed him. Okay. I don't. Oh, did I stop it? Oh no, it's still going. Okay.
Timer stopped. Episode over. Goodbye, everyone.
I showed him this. I was like, I want something like that, right?
Okay.
And he was like, oh, I don't do that shit. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, like the texture, you need to go to a stylist for that.
No, you don't.
And I was like,
he just doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah, no. That's what he said. He was like, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, can you just give me like the basic shape of it and then I'll put in product to do the texture?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I was like, okay. So it ended up working out, but I'm still like, that's the first time I've ever had a barber just not know how to texture hair.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the people coming into him are like balding, they're not going to be asking for special shit. You know,
yeah, the guy before me and the guy after me were both like really old, and so I was like, okay, this is like an old person barber.
My guy, he textures my hair, so I can tell you exactly what he does. So what he does is he takes the scissors and he like runs them through, like, you know how when you're cutting wrapping paper and it patches and you glide it. He does that to my hair after he's done cutting it, and he does it diagonally this way,
playing tic-tac-toe in there.
Yeah, no, literally diagonally this way and then diagonally the other way, and it textures your hair and it like cuts like texture into it.
Okay, I know they have those texturing scissors, and that's what I expected him to use and have, because you just like
he just uses the normal ones. But yeah, I'll send you the link to my barber because he's not inexpensive, but it's worth it.
How much he charge?
It's $45 for a cut.
Okay.
He will give you beer.
He will give me beer.
Yeah.
It's a drunk drive after a haircut.
Look, that's the whole thing. Is I'm like, man, you are not in an accessible part of the city. Like, we're in a shopping center here. So what are we doing? No, he's really nice, and then he also will line up your neck with a straight razor, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's what my guy did.
This
Dude,
part. Right
another thing about the barber, his hands were shaking so much.
He's drunk.
He was hitting me with the straight razor, and he was like, and I was like, please do not cut my fucking ear off. Like, I'm not trying to be Van Gogh here.
See, that's the whole thing. So my barber is always like, oh, do you want me to shampoo your hair? And I'm like, no, because I'm going to go take a shower after this anyway. Because like I have this thing where when I get my hair cut, I can't like go do stuff. I have to like go home and like shower and like shampoo my hair out and like get the hair off me because it bothers me. So I'm always like, no, but he always offers to like shape up my beard, and he's like, oh, do you want me to shape up your beard with a straight razor? And I'm like, I'm not. I love you. I trust you. Like, you have never steered me wrong before. I don't trust anyone with a straight razor at my throat. I'm so sorry. I know it's safe. I know that they did it for ever. I don't even know when straight razors came along, but like, I just don't.
We're also at 18 minutes in. We never introduced ourselves.
Fuck. God damn it. We have the setup down to a science, but we can't start the episode, right?
Nope.
Go ahead.
No, you go first. I'm talking about setups and formats. We got to stay consistent.
Okay. I'm Cameron, and if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, and follow. I'm finally wearing pants.
He is wearing pants today.
I'm out of my.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm out of my whore era.
He got baptized this weekend.
Introduce yourself. I gotta ask you a question.
I'm Bodhi, aka Shrinky Dink, aka Fresh Fade.
Do you use Instagram close friends for your stories?
No. Yeah. I think I did one time. The only person I added on it was Sean, and then I just posted something to like piss him off or something. I don't remember what it was. God.
Okay, so I use close friends. So my close friends is not what you think it is. It's proprietary for gay people.
Okay.
So I posted a picture. I took a picture. I'm gonna show you. It's not that type of picture.
Okay.
But I took a picture.
I'm not gonna see a hole on the podcast.
No. But we can do an episode where Bodhi looks through my hidden folders.
We can do a naked episode.
No. Yes. This is the picture I posted.
Okay.
Right. So I posted that. I was going to post it on my close friend story, and I posted it right on my public story.
Is it still up?
Fuck. No. This was like on Tuesday because I was working from home.
Oh, okay.
And so I noticed I posted it. And so I was like, fuck. So I go to like cancel the upload. It was like, can't cancel upload. And I was like, what is this button for? And so it uploaded and I immediately took it down. But I know that sometimes like it will have to stay up for like 30 seconds, like a minute before it actually gets taken down. And I'm like, well, whatever.
If someone like just happened to refresh as it posted and they didn't refresh again right afterwards, they just got your shit cached.
Exactly. Well, they could screenshot it. I mean, it's not really a risque photo. It's me in a hoodie or my crew neck and my undies, but like, you know, I got my mom on my Instagram. Not that she watches my stories, because I told her that we had this podcast and she's like, you have a podcast?
Thanks,
Mom. But okay, hot take. I don't have one. Do another one.
You don't have one?
Come back to me.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Honestly, because I was planning to bring this up on the podcast, so I was thinking throughout the week on what my hot takes would be. I think this is also to do with driving, but I think
everyone should drunk drive. Everyone drunk drive a little bit more. This is now the 20s.
Except during like the time carpool lanes are open, was it like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then like 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.? There should be no speed limits.
So the Autobahn.
Yeah, but everywhere.
Okay. Have you ever talked yourself into something that's like already like have you seen the episode of Family Guy where they dismantle the government? And then it's like complete anarchy. And then they're like, okay, we have an idea. They were like, now that we've dismantled the government, we have to create a system that's some kind of order because it's too much anarchy. So we need to elect we don't have a lot of time to like delegate laws. So we should elect some people that will do that on our behalf. And we'll pay them out of the public by collecting something called taxes. And then what we'll do is we'll have an executive branch where they kind of are able to give orders based off of the laws that...
Yeah, so they're just
explaining the government. They literally just redo the government.
Yeah.
But they explain it in like really simple terms. Have you ever done that to yourself where you're like,
no,
I want to do this?
I've never dismantled the government.
No. Fuck. Where you like think of something and you're like, that's a good idea. And then you're like, oh wait, this already exists. Or like the concept already exists. Because I've thought of that. Like my
I don't think I've ever had an original thought.
There's too much IP. No, because I've thought that. Like I've been sitting on the freeway and I'm like, okay, in California, at least where we live, not where we live in California, but like California at large, the laws of driving seem to be a little bit different from everywhere else. Like in Nevada, you go 65. Right. You go 65, that's it. You go 66, NHP's pulling you over. Right. In California, far right lane, you can go 55 to 65. Usually freeways are about 4 lanes. So then you kind of just increase it by about 5 to 10 miles an hour for each lane.
Yeah. You can
far left lane is kind of the passing lane. And then the kind of second lane is like you're going like 75 to 85. Right.
Yeah.
I've thought about it and I've said, well, what if we had a system where that far left lane is like the Autobahn, right? Instead of a carpool lane, it's the Autobahn for people who want to go fast, but it needs to, you know, have safety features. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, we do have something like that. It's a high-speed rail that we could just put in the left lane for people who are like in major metropolitan areas because that's where the traffic is. There's no traffic in, I don't know, fucking what's a small town? Weed, California. There's no traffic there. You know, there's 5 people that live there. There's no traffic in Dixon, California, except on the 80, which is a major hub between San Francisco and Sacramento. You know, so it's like, okay, we could have the Autobahn, or we could compact everyone into one small car that's a train that just goes fast. But I do agree that we should have at least like trans-state, I don't even know what the word, interstate. Interstate.
There you go.
I was thinking transnational. Interstate, like for the highways that go interstate, because I mean technically all highways are interstates, right? Because the the 5, and then it goes in increments of 5. So the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I think it goes up to like the 50 are north south, and then it's by 10s east west, right? But like, for example, like I-80 goes from San Francisco all the way to Maryland, right? So there's
a little sign that tells you how many miles to Maryland. It's like 3,812 or something.
So like there should be portions of that in like non-populated areas where they suspend the speed limit. Now, from my understanding, the reason the speed limit exists is because that's like your like ideal MPG, but 55 miles an hour is like the ideal MPG.
Yeah.
But it's also, I listened to a whole thing on this about like why speed limits exist, and basically people were just killing themselves.
Yeah.
Like they just could not like be trusted with it.
I think it was in Montana when cars were first getting like pretty widely implemented. The federal government was like, okay, we'll leave it up to like the states to decide what the speed limit is. And then Montana was just like, well, we're just not going to do that. And so they didn't have a speed limit for a while, and then the federal government came in and was like, okay, everybody on the highways needs to have like this speed limit.
Right.
And then after a while, some president was like, I forget the president, but one of the white ones, and
narrows it down.
He was like, okay, we're going to let it up to the states again to decide their speed limit. And then Montana was like, okay, well, we're just going to go back to not having a speed limit. But then so many people were dying that the people in Montana were like, we are self-imposing a speed limit.
Right. You would think like Montana, like those areas, you would think would be like the best place for it. And you realize like Montana's a mountainous state.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of curvy roads.
Yeah. Just flying off cliffs.
When I was driving back from Colorado Springs and Denver, going through Wyoming, I literally was like, holy shit, this is a straight road. This is a straight road, and we have been driving for 7 hours, and I have not felt the car like veer at any point. Like this, we could benefit from not having a speed limit. Because all you got to pay attention is right in front of you.
That's why the 5 is so bendy, because if it's just like a straight line for so long, people get tired and fall asleep. Yeah.
So when we went to Oregon 2 years ago, you go up to Redding, which for those of you who are in California, it's between Sacramento and you go up to Redding, and then you turn left, you turn east, and you go out to the ocean. You turn east again, and that's how you get up to Oregon. The stretch of road between Redding and the coast is literally just 90-degree turns for 4 hours straight. Like it's literally just like drive right, drive left, drive right. Like I was getting car sick and I was driving. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like it literally took us less time to get from Sacramento to Redding than it did from Redding to the coast. And it's a shorter distance because it's just literally just this. It's just curves for like hours straight. Okay, I'm going to give you a hot take. It's one more car, but then we got to get off cars.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of driving. My hot take is that if you drive a car, if you elect to buy a car, and that car has the lowest point of the forward-facing part of the car, so the hood, right, is greater than 30 inches off the ground, stock, you should be required to get a special license to operate that vehicle. Because one, cars are just too fucking big now. Yeah. In my opinion. Like, I don't get why cars are so big. Like, you look at pickup trucks now versus what pickup trucks looked like back in 2002.
Yeah.
In 2002, they were still big, right? But like,
I think we talked about this in the first or second episode where we were like, just said cars are big. Fucking big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if you elect to get a car like that, because we just have this epidemic of people who are like, I need a truck. And it's like, oh, you're like hauling stuff? And they're like, no, I work at a bank.
Yeah.
Why do you need that? Like, I was at Costco this morning, and this guy backs his big fucking F-250 in, and he has a stroller in his bed. And then he's putting like groceries in his bed. And I was like, my guy, all of that can fit in my hatchback. Like, why do you need this car? There wasn't a hitch on his car, on his truck. The tires were just standard tires. They weren't like off-roading or like any kind of like heavy duty tires. So it's like, he's clearly not using it for anything.
It's gender affirming care.
It literally is. So it's like, but it's not even just that. It's not even just about the trucks. It's literally about everything. Like you look at SUVs and it's like, why does God, there's the Mercedes, is that what it is? BMW?
Mm-hmm.
BMW. Is that what's an M3?
Beamer.
BMW. Okay. So BMW has the M3, right? It's just like their standard little sedan.
Mm-hmm.
Their standard SUV is the body with like a higher, like, roof or whatever whatever. They redid it. So originally it was like slanted down, right? Like it literally was like the same. It literally was the body of the M3, and then they just like thing on it and lifted it a little bit, like, a little bit of utility.
Okay.
They redid it now, so the front is like a straight 90-degree angle. And
just
so
made it more like boxy.
Yeah, it's like imagine like a Kia Soul or like a Jeep Renegade, but like lifted. And so it's like super high for no reason. And it was this car that was super compact, and they didn't make the inside bigger. They didn't add like an extra row or any, like everything's still the same. The actual body of the car is just bigger. So it's like wasted space.
Yeah, it sounds like they're just trying to compete with the G-Wagon.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a G-Wagon. And so it's just like, why do we need that big ass car? Why are your headlights in my face when I'm sitting down? Like why if I'm sitting in my car, why is it that I don't have to angle my mirror down to look at your headlights? Why is it that your headlights line up with my mirror perfectly in my standard hatchback?
Well, if you hit somebody with it, the higher up you hit them, the more likely they are to die.
Exactly.
And funerals are cheaper than medical bills.
Okay. But yeah, that's my hot take. My hot take is that if you want to drive a big ass car, get a special license, and you're going to get retested for it. And we're going to tax the hell out of you. Treat it like cigarettes.
Like cigarettes?
Yeah, because you know how they started taxing the hell out of cigarettes to get
Yeah.
people to stop smoking. Now, like a pack of cigarettes is like $12.
Mm-hmm.
Tax them.
Okay.
Tax them. I don't want to see. I'm so fucking tired of pulling into my work and seeing trucks there. I work at an office. Why do you have a fucking lifted truck at my office? Like,
where else are you gonna put his briefcase?
I have one of the higher ups at my job actually does have a Tacoma, and it's like lifted, but it's like equipped for camping.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, if like you're not going to go out, because Tacomas are expensive. So like if you're not going to go out and get like a commuter car, at least this person's putting it to good use. Like they're actually utilizing the truck for truck things. So it's like, if that's the case, sure. But like, why am I driving in Midtown Sacramento and there's an F-350 driving? Like, what are we doing?
Sometimes people just like trucks, I guess.
I think New York. Have you heard about congestion pricing in New York?
Wasn't that thing where they were gonna like charge you to drive by the mile or something?
They charge you to just enter Manhattan in a car.
Yeah.
Because their logic is we have a subway system that is extremely efficient, and even if you live out of state, like in the megalopolis area, right? Like Philadelphia, New York, DC area,
Mm-hmm.
it's extremely easy to, say, oh, I'm in DC, I'm gonna go up to New York, take a train there, and you get into New York, take the subway, and so they implemented a thing. It's like $9 to just like drive a car there, and so like now it's like there's no cars in Manhattan because people just aren't doing it because it's useless. Like people were just doing it to drive cars.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't want to see a car. It's obscene to me.
I have. Oh, let's go with this one. I think they should bring back duels.
Okay.
Like the pistol 20 paces, you turn around and shoot.
Yeah. So I took a philosophy class in undergrad, and it was on Kantism.
The fuck is Kantism?
Immanuel Kant. 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 Immanuel Kant. He's a philosopher. So he has like this whole like system of philosophy or whatever.
Okay.
And part of it basically was like, if it essentially posed the question of like, should we allow things to happen between two consenting, like should there be laws governing two consenting parties if everyone is completely consensual? And the I guess like biggest thing is like, should it be legal for someone to say like, I want to kill and eat someone? And if another person says, I'm perfectly fine, I'm of sound mind and body, I've been psychologically screened, I would like to be killed and eaten, should we allow that to transpire? And I was like, that's a little extreme. My example is that I want people to be. Well, I think it should be perfectly fine if two idiots want to shoot each other.
Funny enough, your theoretical thing actually happened. I don't remember when or where, but there was a guy who was like on Craigslist being like, "Oh, I want to try to eat somebody."
Well,
And then some other dude came up, and I think they didn't like kill him and eat him. I think they cut off like his foot, and then he boiled and ate that.
That's a freak.
Yeah.
You're going right for the foot.
Wasn't that one movie star like also wanted to be a cannibal?
Oh, Army Hammer.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
we have to say
he's
allegedly.
Like, come over, baby girl. Let me fucking eat you. I'm not talking your pussy. I'm talking your fucking bicep.
We have to say allegedly. I cannot stress enough how much it is allegedly.
It is not allegedly. He's
suing people allegedly.
He did it. I saw him. I was there.
Well, the thing is people were focusing on the cannibal thing when there was like very serious accusations of like sexual assault that went along with it. So it's like, even if he didn't eat people, like there's still accusation. Like, but let's focus on the stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just think if I get cut off by somebody and then we pull up to a red light, I should be able to be like, hey, let's get our car guns 20 paces. We'll turn around and shoot. We don't both die or we both miss, whatever. Then we just dab up and we go our separate ways. I'll find you January 1st when the government mails me my next bullet for the year.
Oh, God. No, but I do think people should be allowed to
It would be so fucking cool. Like our presidents used to do that back when
Andrew Jackson did it.
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson's not a great example to model off anything, but
yeah, he dueled somebody.
Oh, what's his name?
Bill Clinton and that one guy.
Bill Clinton dueled?
Didn't you say you shot somebody?
Are you thinking of James? I'm thinking of Jefferson, I think. Who, for all of our theater nerds out there, whoever the president was it's Jefferson in Hamilton.
They dueled?
Yeah, I think it was Hamilton and Jefferson dueled.
One of them killed each other. Was Jefferson just like upset that he didn't have a play named after him?
No, they were both going for the presidency. One of them wanted a bank, the other one didn't.
Dude, that's how we should decide the presidency. Fuck voting. Fuck your stupid ass electoral college.
No,
Let's
we can
just
still
put
vote.
all of the people
ranked choice voting, but instead of getting rid of the fourth, fifth, and because you know how ranked choice voting works, right? Instead of like being like, oh, you didn't get 50%, the fifth drops out. The fourth and the fifth got to duel it out, and then the last one can remain.
Okay, or we vote for, like power level. Like whoever has the most votes, your first seed, you get like a first round bye. And then we do like a tournament, like a dueling tournament. No Kevlar.
You just want to bet on this.
It would be fun to gamble on.
Polymarket says.
It would be fun to gamble on it.
All right,
but no, who is the guy that shot somebody on a hunting trip?
Dick Cheney and
Anne Hathaway.
Scalia.
Oh, yeah.
Dick Cheney was the vice president.
Yeah,
Scalia was the
that was our last
Supreme Court
dueling president.
He was acting president while George Bush got a little camera up his butt.
What?
You know?
Oh, yeah, because he had to be put under for a colonoscopy.
Gotcha. All presidents do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
colonoscopies are not fun. You ever had one?
No.
You gotta fart like so much afterwards because they pump you full of air.
Yeah, that's usually what happens when you shove something up your butt and don't like do it right.
I mean, they did it pretty right. Like it went up there smooth.
Did you get put under for it, or did you just take it?
The first one I didn't, and the first one was when I was like in elementary school, so that was pretty traumatizing.
Damn.
And then for everyone after that, I did get put under. I remember there was one that I woke up from, and there was like the nurse like checking on me as I was waking up and shit, and they put me in one of those hospital gowns where your butt sticks out, right? And I was freaking the fuck out because there was this random lady looking at me and I didn't have pants on. And I was like, I need my pants. Like, I was so worried she was going to see my tiny little guy.
Tiny little guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's cold in hospitals.
How old were you when this happened?
Still wasn't 18.
Okay, so tiny little guy.
Yeah.
Tiny little guy, still going through puberty.
Yeah.
I'm not a size queen.
You're not a size queen?
Yeah.
Like the bed sheet? What does that mean?
It means that you don't care about dick sizes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. See, you're keeping me young.
I'm keeping you informed.
You're teaching me new phrases that the kids are saying.
Okay.
You been hanging around a lot of kids?
Historically, no. Historically, people who know me know I do not like kids, even though I work well with them. For some reason, kids gravitate. Every kid I meet is like, "Let me latch onto you," and I'm like, "This is why I don't like kids. Get away from me." Okay. Next hot take. Wait, before I give my hot take.
Mm-hmm.
I know we said we were going to stay out of politics this episode, but I'm just curious if we're doing the duels for elections, who would have won, Kamala or Trump?
Ooh.
Because look, at his core, Donald Trump is not a good person. He's a racist, right? He's a really bad person. But I think given the chance to be like Wendy Williams, he would take it. He wants to be a socialite. He just wants to gossip and go to Broadway show. Like he just wants to be a diva, you know. So it's like,
yeah,
do you
he
really
is an
think
extremely
he was a draft dodger? So do you
Yeah.
really think he knows how to shoot a gun?
He's a really repressed gay man. Do you think he's gone skeet shooting before? Because that's kind of like a rich person, like after brunch activity. Let's go out into the lagoon on my property and go skeet shooting.
There is not a single fiber of my being where I look at him and can picture him with any kind of like physical activity going on, let alone a gun.
I think he would definitely do better in the duel than Kamala. I don't know who.
Well, Kamala's got Glock.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying he's been shot at. He's been shot at before. Yeah,
she's a cop. She knows how to shoot.
She does know how to shoot. Okay, so she would win, but he would like handle the pressure, I think, better than we would think because he's already been shot at before.
Okay, so you think it's not going to be like a total like just like bumbling?
Yeah, no. I could see him. I could see him try to pull some fuck shit though, and he turns around. He's like, "Look at my chart," and then Kamala looks at the chart.
Well, here's my question. For these duels, because back when the duels happened, you had the little fucking musket guns.
Yeah.
Right, where you shove it in and it takes 10 minutes to load and only shoots one little thing. Are we still using those, or are we using modern guns? Are we got a Desert Eagle? Like, what do we?
I would say a 357 Magnum.
Okay, so
one in the cylinder.
Modern gun.
Yeah, but just one bullet in the cylinder.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You miss, you get another one.
Yeah, you got to reload. You got to put it into the chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up the ante and do it. A combo duel / Russian roulette.
Ooh.
So you got to spin the fucking chamber, or whatever it's called on revolver. You don't know if when you pull that trigger if it's gonna actually shoot or not.
Okay, dude. Oh my god, dude. Forget about the duels. Let's just do Russian roulette for the presidential debates. Like you're hooked up to a machine that will inject you with some lethal poison if you tell a lie, and the machine knows everything because it's Google's quantum computer, so it can just fucking figure that shit out, right? You tell a lie, the machine kills you. If you don't want to answer the question, there's a fucking 357, one in the cylinder. You got to spin it, put it in your mouth.
This is the whole thing, though. I think we have to accept that the type of people that get into power, just blanket, whether it be a private company or political, they're just psychopaths. Like, you got to be a psychopath to want to be like a CEO. Like, that doesn't sound fulfilling. Like, I got to run this whole company. I got to work 24/7. Like, you either got to be single or hate your wife and kids, or both. You know? So it's like, that wouldn't work. They would just both die, and we would get no one.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, only one of them's going to die because there's only one bullet. But you think they just trade back and forth? They don't want to answer any questions?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Okay. My next hot take is that grocery stores should not have coffee shops in them if they are not willing to staff them with people with purple hair.
Why specifically purple?
Because if I go to a grocery store and I got John Smith making my coffee, and John Smith is married to Tina, just the most straight looking guy, my coffee is going to taste like ass. Be burnt. It's going to be disgusting. The milk to coffee ratio is going to be abysmal.
Okay.
But if I got like a non-binary baddie in my coffee, I'm going to see God when I take my first sip. It is just science that non-binary people, they thems working at coffee shops, just know how to make coffee better. And it's like, you don't have to have that coffee shop in your grocery store. You have it there to make money, and your heart's not in it. Right? Because you're not taking the extra steps to put your non-binary employees working that. Because you know this, right?
I will say I have had a lot of they them coffee.
But you know
and
this,
that shit's pretty good.
I think this is a universal thing, that stores that have coffee shops in it, right? Target with Starbucks, that you don't get to choose to work there. They just put you there,
right? Not true.
Oh, not true?
Yeah, no. Okay. When I was working at Target, it was a position that you got just like any other position in the store. You like applied to it, and then they either told you yes or no, or we're still gonna hire you, but this is how they would frame it. So I guess it's kind of true what you said, but they would be like, oh yeah, we don't have a spot open right now, but we are gonna soon, so you're gonna train in this department over here. Or like people would be like cross-trained. But for the Starbucks in the Target specifically, you had to go through like a special program to be up to Starbucks standards.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, either way, there needs to be some form of reverse discrimination happening where they don't allow people who aren't non-binary to apply for that position.
I don't know if that's reverse discrimination. I think it's just discrimination.
Well, I mean, you know, if conservatives can claim reverse racism, I can claim reverse discrimination. But I hate when I go to any coffee shop and I get a piss poor coffee, and it's like completely avoidable by not letting a straight person make my fucking coffee. Give me a non-binary individual baking my coffee so that I can actually enjoy my day. Have you ever been to Dunkin'?
No.
Dunkin' is the only place that I will let slide, and that is because no matter who makes my coffee at Dunkin', you could toss a coin in the air, and I would have a better chance of predicting if the coffee is going to be better or not than. Because sometimes it's just like I taste it and I'm like, this is milk. Because I get a iced latte. That's like, this is just milk. Like, this is milk, and I'm thinking of coffee. And sometimes I'm like, this is black coffee, and I'm thinking of milk. Like, and sometimes I taste it, and I'm like, this is not the flavor I asked for at all. Like, they just give you whatever.
Like, this is a passion fruit tea.
No, I usually get butter pecan, and sometimes they'll just give me like vanilla. And they're like, oh, we're out. You're getting vanilla. I'm like, okay, sorry, I don't question that.
Close enough.
Whatever happens. Okay. Next, what's your next hot take?
I mean, I feel like just culturally, a lot of people would be opposed to this because they've never experienced this in their lives before. But we need to widely implement bidets. Every bathroom ever needs a bidet.
Okay, so let's put it into an actual. The hot take is that bidets should be a social norm.
Yeah.
In the U.S.
Yeah.
Because it's in other places they are.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
Yeah, they're so nice.
Having
like a nice little pressure wash on your butthole, like right after you take a fat Taco Bell shit. Like when you just like push really hard and the shit just like cannonballs and like splatters all over the porcelain.
Oh, God.
Like
so
being able to just fucking pressure wash my shit after that, it's just so good.
I mean, it's also good. It's just, I don't know. It just leaves you feeling cleaner. And a lot of straight men who don't wash their ass could really benefit.
Yeah, it would also help you explore yourself because you eventually lose sensitivity after you use a bidet for a little bit.
You want to be sensitive.
Well, no.
Are you saying like pain wise?
No, I'm saying like the feeling of it. Like you become more used to it. So next time you're maybe stick a pinky up there.
Well,
and then you're like, this is just like my bidet.
I don't think the water's unless your asshole's like gaping. I don't think the water's supposed to be penetrating.
It's not supposed to be, but I definitely have turned it up too much before, and it's gone inside me.
Oh, I use it at full power. I'm a tough cookie. I like that shit to hurt. I mean, you've had a camera up your butt.
Yeah.
How is it still sensitive?
Because I don't routinely put cameras up my butt. But when I was routinely using that bidet, trust me, I wasn't feeling it. I just felt refreshed.
Okay. On this topic of like refreshing and like being cleanly. There's this discourse I've seen mainly from black people who have said that white people smell like pennies when it rains. And I've never heard that. And I was like, I don't think I smell like pennies when it rains. And I like every time it rains now I like smell myself to make sure like do I smell like pennies? And it never it never happens. And I'm like, I don't understand why it is. And then I saw this video on TikTok of this person who was basically like, my fellow white people, you need to shower every day. And there's this whole discourse of like, do you need to shower every day?
Yes.
And you would think the answer would just be, yeah, get up and shower. It doesn't matter if you're like working out or doing nothing, like you should,
Yeah.
And so there's this whole discourse going back and forth. And then it occurred to me, the people that smell like pennies are the people who aren't showering every day.
Interesting.
And I'm like, damn, I've never smelled a white person. But maybe I just hang out with some cleanly people because
I'm gonna have to smell myself next time it's raining. I mean, I shower, but I need to get whoever wants to next time it rains. We're doing a DEI sniff test. Yeah, I'm going to get one person of like every different race, and then we're gonna stand outside in the rain, and then we're all gonna smell each other to see what we smell like.
Okay.
Because I want to know this pennies thing, and if other people don't smell like that.
I don't smell people when they. I don't find myself sniffing people a lot.
I don't either. Oh yeah, that brings up a question. Is when white people smell like pennies is brought up, right? Is it because they're just going up to like a white person after it rains and smelling them, or is it just a smell that like radiates off of us?
I think it's a radiating smell. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. There's a guy at the gym that has like started going there the past couple months. And he clearly does not wear deodorant when he goes, and it's so fucking annoying because it's like
you have to wear deodorant at the gym.
I don't even have to see him to know he's
you
there.
Just track him by smell.
No, I like there's times where like I'm working out and I'm laying down on the bench, so I don't have peripherals beyond like my left and right, and so like you know how the gym is laid out. So if he's like walking up down the aisle, I can't see him walking up because my lip, but I can smell it coming, and so I'm like, oh god, he's here, and it's like it shouldn't be that bad. Like it should not be that. It's like just wear fucking deodorant.
Yeah,
that's my other hot take. Is concert venues should be handing out deodorant. Stop checking my ID to make sure I can drink. Stop checking my ticket to make sure it's real. Hand out deodorant to everyone. Do a sniff test. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. I went to the Sweat World Tour, the Charlie XCX tour.
Was it really called the Sweat World Tour?
Sweat Tour. But it was World Tour.
Okay, well, I'm seeing several flaws in your proposal.
There is a difference. This is the full circle moment, because there's a Musk kink, not Elon Musk, but like Musk, like body, like Musk kink, right?
Yeah.
Some people are into that, like armpits and shit.
Yeah.
There is a difference between like Musk and body odor, right? Like sweat smells different than body odor. Like if you're having sex with someone and it's getting kind of hot and you both are sweating, that might be like enticing to some people. But if you're like having sex with someone sweating and it starts to smell like onions, like even this morning. So last night I made homemade pasta, right? It was a homemade ravioli in a sage butter sauce. So my house smelled like sage, and then we also had like a charred salad. And the salad dressing was just like olive oil and garlic. Like it was a very simple thing. So my house smelled like sage and garlic. In the moment, smelled terrific. Woke up this morning and the house still smelled like sage and garlic. And I literally was about to, because I was like, I shouldn't be smelling sage and garlic at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So open the windows, So it's just like, for the Sweat Tour, I get it. It's like a club thing, like clubbing. But like, I don't want to be in the close vicinity. If you're sweating next to me, that's fine. Like everyone sweats, but the choice to not wear deodorant and reek while you sweat is complete. Because I sweat, I sweat at the gym, but I don't reek. Like I have never been told by anyone that I'm around after I'm done working out, like you
Mm-hmm.
maybe like, oh, you smell like sweat, but not like you reek, you're repugnant, get away from me.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's because I wear deodorant.
I also wear deodorant. I may need some like medically prescribed deodorant though, because this happens most commonly when I am playing Magic, the card game I told you about last week, right? Card games traditionally have a thing for like, oh, people with shit stains play them, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm a very clean person. I took a shower this morning, put on my deodorant, brush my teeth. But for whatever reason, when I'm sitting at my desk and I am playing Magic, I will just start sweating. Like it can be so cold in the room, it doesn't matter. Like
Well, it's just it's anxiousness.
I'm
Nervous.
not even nervous or anxious or
Oh,
anything. It's just the spirit of the card game
adrenaline
is
maybe.
like getting into me and it's making me stinky. Like I play better when I'm stinky. So I
Does
just
it actually
naturally
make you
start putting out
stink?
stink. I smell myself afterwards and I'm just like, ugh.
See this? Okay, see that's the whole thing. So like, I work out, and not that I'm like, gotta smell myself after, but like I will like do a smell check on like my like clothes after I'm done, just to make sure like I'm not like
Mm,
gross. Because I I don't come home and change out of my gym clothes like immediately. Like if I come home and I'm like, oh, I gotta walk the dog, like I'm gonna walk the dog in my clothes. I'm not gonna take a shower and then go back outside.
yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do anything that I have to do that's slightly physical while I'm still
Yeah. I
clean the
do the same
house,
thing.
whatever.
Yeah.
I have done that before where like I have just a list of things that I have to do, and then like I kind of stop sweating and I like smell my gym clothes after they dry. It's like, okay, yeah, this is kind of like I've definitely like left something in like my pocket and I have to go dig it out of the hamper, and I like get a whiff of my gym clothes that have been sitting in there for like 2 days, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
but like in the moment it doesn't stink. It's just sweat. It just smells like sweat.
Well, I think it's probably the same thing that like, well, I don't know if you would know, but uh two people are like smoking a joint or whatever and then they want to go to like McDonald's or something. They're like, "Hey bro, do I smell like weed?" And then the second guy's
Nose
like,
blind.
"No, you don't smell like weed."
Nose
Yeah.
blind. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be just that thing where you're just like in it and you're just like accepted it. And then 2 days later, you're digging in your shit and you're smelling it and you're like, "Oh my God."
Okay.
But I am possessed by something different when it comes to Magic. Like I swear to God, I will lay down in bed because I lay down when I sleep. I like go like this, kind of. So my nose is kind of near my armpit, and I usually shower at night. That's
Yeah.
my thing. But if I like shower in the morning, like I did today, I'm not gonna shower tonight because I don't want to shower twice in one day.
I only
Um,
shower again if I've done something where I'm like outside. So like I showered this morning. I don't go outside and like go do something. Walk. Like if I were to go downtown and like walk, definitely shower when I. But like if I'm just gonna sit here,
mhm.
and chill on the couch, like I don't need to shower before I go. I'll wash
Yeah,
my face and stuff so that my pillow's not getting all
yeah.
gunky or whatever. But
I
like
I will only shower once a day, unless I'm like. Well, because when I was going to the gym, which I really need to start going back because I need to start getting in shape for my Halloween costume. Um, I uh I would plan out my day on the weekends. It was easier during the week because I just go to work and then after work go to the gym. But on the weekends, I would plan out my day so that I would only have to shower once, and I would just shower after I go to the gym because I feel like showering twice a day is like bad for your skin.
it can be. You have to really know. That's the whole thing. Okay, that's another thing about white people is they don't know how to like properly like take care of their body because there's ways to subvert that. So like I take a hot and cold shower. I
Mm-hmm.
don't take exclusive. Hot shower opens up your pores
Yeah.
and lets you like get out all the gunk as you're scrubbing your body. And then the cold shower closes your pores, which allows you to retain the moisture from like the steam.
I the only time I take hot showers is when it's like 100 or sorry, not hot showers. Only time I take cold showers is when it's like 100 degrees outside and I come inside and I'm all hot and sweaty.
Well, it's not like a
Take a
cold
cold
shower.
shower
It's
to
more like I take a
cool
hot
myself.
shower, I wash my entire body, right? And then right before I get out, I will turn it down to the coldest setting and then I'll stand under it for like 90 seconds.
No, I can't do that.
It
I
also like
I
tightens up
will
your skin.
I will fucking take the hottest showers until I'm glowing red
Well, I take hot showers. I literally take it at the fullest thing, but like I still do cold because it helps do that. And then you got to put lotion on. The one thing you shouldn't do is if
I
you
use
have
moisturizing body wash.
well,
I don't put on lotion. I mean, it's probably a good thing for me, but it's not like I feel my skin and it's dry or like I'm cracking or anything.
my hands do that, but that's because I wash my hands a lot, like probably a lot more than I should. Not that I don't like acceptable
Oh,
amount, but like
I got another hot
oh
take.
god, okay.
This is one that my girlfriend hates.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, he's taken.
yeah, sorry. Um, I think washing your hands after you come home from being outside lowers your immune system.
Oh
And
god.
it is better to not wash your hands because you get all the germs and shit from outside and then you don't get as sick.
Oh no.
All I'm saying is control fucking me and my girlfriend, right? She washes her hands all the time. She's constantly sick. She hasn't been sick for a while. We're
But
proud of her. I don't wash my hands unless I'm going to the bathroom or like I just cleaned up the cat shit or something. I'll wash my hands then because I'm like around poop and pee. But if I'm like I go to McDonald's or something, I don't. Is that my second McDonald's example today? Let's pick a different. They're getting too much free press. I'm going to Wendy's and I go to like Target or something too, and then I come back home and I eat my Wendy's. I'm not gonna wash my hands before I eat my Wendy's.
That's bad. I will say this. I think there's a level of acceptability of like, okay, I came home, I'm out doing stuff, and I'm gonna sit down and watch TV. I don't need to like walk in the door and wash your hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna like put your hands near your face or your mouth, you should absolutely. I don't even let people touch my face.
All I gotta say is I never get sick.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I get sick. I get like stomach flu every now and again, but I don't get like sick.
I don't know. I think I can just tank the bacteria.
Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. You need to wash your hands. Although I will say this, when the pandemic first started, I became kind of germophobic. I'm obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And I was washing my hands to the point where like my knuckles were bleeding because I was taking it very seriously, and I was like, I didn't even fucking leave the house. What am I What am I like obsessively washing my hands over? Like I'd be like, oh,
you're like the disease it broke in.
Just touch the remote that has only been touched by anyone that's been in this house and has not left this house for a week. Better wash my hands. No, wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Yeah, you go poop, you go pee. You use the bathroom, you touch anything dirty.
How often do you wash your hair?
How often do I wash my hair? Every time I shower.
You like shampoo every time you shower?
Yeah, shampoo and condition, separate steps.
That's damaging.
My hair is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I've had so many people say I have nice soft hair.
I mean, I think for shorter hair, it doesn't really matter. I think the longer it is, but I don't. I shampoo my hair 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah, I know. I have been told that like shampooing it less is better. You don't even really have to.
You have to like you just have to like take your fingernails and massage your scalp with like warm water, and that kind of gets because this is the whole thing. I didn't know that people like did this, but they're like they actually like shampoo their hair, and that's not what you're supposed to do. Shampoo your scalp. Shampoo your scalp and condition your hair. Because the gunk on your head is not necessarily. I mean, if you put product in your hair, like I have product in my hair,
mm-hmm.
but like the gunk, oil, and the dead skin is not on your hair, scalp.
I thought that was the whole purpose of hair was that it like holds the gunk. Like I know you have oil and shit on your scalp, but
it protects it, but like it will rinse off. Your scalp doesn't get rinsed off because the hair is there. So you're supposed to scrub your scalp, and then when you condition, you're not supposed to put it on your scalp. Like you're not supposed to like rub it. You're supposed to grab your hair and pull strands of your hair.
Oh yeah, I don't got time for that. Sorry.
Okay.
I definitely do like put my fingers in my scalp when I'm shampooing, but I also do the same thing when I'm conditioning.
Okay.
So I'm like almost there. I know that you can get away with not washing your hair. But like if you're someone like me who washes your hair every day, it will just build up like hella oil and get like really intense for a little bit. but then your body will like adjust and it'll taper out, and then you don't really have to wash it. Like you still wash it maybe like once a month. I've heard some people do, but
That's insane.
yeah.
That you're gonna start smelling like head.
Well, no, because it like tapers out after a little bit. Like I'm saying, your body stops producing as much oil and shit because it's like, oh, we already have like
Well, that's
all that we need.
I mean, that's what like
Because like if I were to not wash my hair for 2 days right now, my hair would get super oily and it would probably stink because my body is
Right.
used to like
shampooing every day.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So you can patch it and like fix it, but it's I don't care, man. I like shampooing my hair. I like feeling all the bubbles.
All right. My hot take. Moving on. My next hot take is that I guess it's more of an observation than like a still a take.
Okay.
A lot of people are high functioning alcoholics, don't realize it.
Okay.
Because I notice that like everywhere I go, every person is like, let's turn the game in some movies. Oh, we're pre-gaming the grocery store. We're going shopping and we need to go get picture our margaritas to go clothes shopping.
I mean, I've done that.
It's I don't know. It's one thing to like have like a glass of wine or to, you know, whatever, but like I get it's not even like the quantity that you're drinking, it's like the circumstance. You know what I'm saying? So like I think like, you know, to be like, oh, I'm gonna go have a couple beers with my friend. Okay, that's fine. But is that all you do? When you hang out with your friends, like do you only go get a couple beers with the guy? Are you guys capable of doing something so or non-alcohol involved? Like, and I think one of the biggest things is like the thing that pisses me off is dry January. And it's like I understand that it's a benefit for some people, but I think at some point you have to stop and ask, like, if something like dry January is benefiting you, there might be an issue. Like, you shouldn't have a problem stopping drinking. And I'm saying this as someone who I'm drinking coffee right now as we record this. If I were to have skipped this cup of coffee, I probably would be really angry right now. Like, I hate to be like that. Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee person. But like straight up, I will go through withdrawal. There was a day, I don't know if you remember it, when we used to work together. I forgot to drink my pre-workout in the morning, and I went to work, and like I went to the gym. I forgot to drink my pre-workout, and I was already like at the gym parking lot when I remembered it. And then I went to work and I didn't have like an energy drink or a coffee or something like that, and I literally was sick, like throwing up. Right, so I was going through a withdrawal. I have a straight up I have caffeine pouches,
like the Zins that
yes,
you put in your lips.
Yes, I have caffeine. I don't use them all that often, but there are times where I'm like, gotta pop one in.
Do you ever horseshoe them?
What is that?
Or you just go all the way around?
No.
What about an upper deck? You do that?
No. Because it's 70 milligrams. It's about a cup of coffee.
I think you should switch to Zins. I think you do well.
Should switch to fucking menthols. I should start smoking again. No. I'm saying this as someone who has a full-on caffeine addiction. Like, if stopping something is a benefit to you, I think there's a problem. Like, you have to acknowledge. For example, if I were to stop drinking caffeine, I would probably stop being so irritable. At some point, you have to acknowledge that like there's a problem, and there is a problem. I have a straight up caffeine addiction. I'm just not willing to pull the trigger and be sick for like 3 days off of it. I think if you're someone who is like, oh, I'm gonna do dry January, it's kind of like, why do you feel the need to do that?
Building off of your hot take, I think everyone should have an addiction. I think it makes people more interesting.
No, it doesn't. You want to? Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, okay. Who do you know? 2 people I'm going to give you an example of. No. Yeah, these are theoretical people.
Oh, okay.
Just a crackhead, right?
George Bush.
Yeah. A crackhead versus someone who is like one of those straight edge type people who are just like, I don't do anything. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't have any vices. Between those two people, who do you think is more of an interesting person to talk to?
Well, interesting person, the crackhead. But if you're
Exactly.
talking about tolerability,
Everybody needs an addiction.
do you know how nice it is to like hang out with my dad, who has like, he's just a guy. Like, do you know how nice it is? I could just sit there and not talk to him, and it's like, this was so nice.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
like,
not
I enjoy
saying
spending time with you. We didn't say a word to each other.
I'm not saying you have to be addicted to like drugs or alcohol, like your coffee addiction,
Okay,
or
but
like some
let me
people have like.
let me tell you this. This is a real example. This is a real example that I've come in. So when I was an undergraduate, I did a research internship,
Mhm.
and the professor I worked for was a huge pothead, and this was a criminal justice professor. He was like, "We're gonna do research on like what is discrediting the whole notion that it's a gateway drug."
Okay.
And so we started looking at case studies. There was this guy who basically was like, "Yeah, I smoked weed when I was like a teenager, and 8 years later I was a crackhead, and I was doing all these drugs, trying meth, and I tried heroin, and I did all this shit. It is a gateway drug because had I never done weed, had I never smoked weed, I never would have been in that." And it's like, okay, let's start looking at the holes in that story because one, crack and like meth are the exact opposite effect.
Mhm.
Those are uppers.
Yeah.
Downer.
Yeah.
Heroin is a downer. So like, okay, we can work with heroin possibly being the step two, right? Guy goes, I got sober, and now I don't touch weed, I don't touch any drugs, and I go running every day, and I'm at church every day, and all this crap. And I looked at that and I go, so you swapped your drug addiction, church addiction.
Yeah, I think I would have much rather liked that guy when he was on heroin.
Right. So, but it's really just addictive personalities is what it is. It's not. If you have an addictive personality, you're more likely to get addicted to anything.
Yeah.
Like if you're just someone who rejects like repetitiveness, right? Like you're not going to get a cat upon you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say that I wouldn't do crack, right? Because like, again, I'm not in that sense, not in the Hunter Biden sense. No tea, no. Okay.
I almost want to just cut the episode here and not let you explain.
Okay, I have to add context. That's going to be the clip. That's going to be the TikTok. Okay. I have to add what I'm saying is because I have a caffeine addiction, right? And admittedly also had an eating disorder and admittedly also works out 7 days a week, right? I clearly have an addictive person. Like I get latched onto stuff. Mm-hmm. I fucking eat the same meals every day.
Oh, I can't do that.
I eat every morning. I eat a mixed berry smoothie and a protein bar after working out. Then every day, no earlier than 12 and no later than 12:30, I eat a Greek salad with two pita rounds and some tzatziki sauce. And then no later than 8 p.m., I eat a tofu scramble with hash browns and vegan goat cheese. Every day. That is what I eat every single day, unless I'm like going out to dinner. Like that's I clearly have an addictive personality. So I can't say that like I wouldn't do crack if like, like if I got into drugs, like I can't say that like I wouldn't take it to the next level.
I'm gonna bring some crack to the next episode and be like, all right.
You know what the thing is if it wasn't for my job, I probably would try like
you would try crack.
Yeah. I mean, are you not curious? Do you not want to see what it's like?
No, I don't want to do crack. I think I've done the drugs that I want to do, except for shrooms. But aside from that, like I'm good. Like I know there are some that I don't want to try: crack, heroin, meth. Like I would never touch those.
I can't get heroin. Heroin, I can't get behind just because it's the needle.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't?
No, you can smoke heroin,
Oh.
but it's just one that I don't want to fuck with.
See, my thing is like, I know it's super
But
dangerous. It's super dangerous.
if you're gonna do drugs, do them safe, test them.
Go to San
That's it.
Francisco.
And
They hand out needles.
then tip your plug.
No, I'm very curious to see like what each drug feels like, but I'm also very scared. I can't get behind heroin just because of the needles. Like I've always like said to myself, I'm super glad. Like I have allergies that would require an EpiPen. Like I'm allergic to bee stings. I won't die if I get stung by a bee, but I will very much need to like take several Benadryl and possibly go to the doctor.
Okay.
I'm allergic to shellfish. Again, as long as I don't eat it, I'm fine. My mom, if she like smells it, she starts fucking getting her throat clear. I have always told myself, like, I'm super glad I don't have an allergy that would require me to have an EpiPen, and I'm super glad that I don't have diabetes because, like, I don't think I could prick myself in the finger every day. Like, I'm not scared of needles. I have tattoos. I'm not scared of needles. They don't hurt me. It's just I don't think I can bring it upon myself to take a needle myself and put it through my skin. So that I can't do. Coke also is something I have a very sensitive nose. I can't. I smell something funny and I'm like rubbing my face. I don't think I can put a powder up my nose. Although
they don't smell like anything.
I did snort pixie sticks when I was in elementary school. That was like a thing.
That's a real gateway drug.
Pixie stick.
Oh my god, dude! I remember somebody did like kind of the pixie stick thing, except they smashed up a bunch of Smarties to do it, and
snort it.
Yeah, they like ground it into dust like you would with like a pill or something, and they didn't grind it fine enough, and there was a big chunk in there that got stuck in his nose and gave him a nosebleed.
What do you think's more effective for absorbing that? Snorting sugar for energy or butt chugging for getting?
Well, I mean, with the way that like snorting drugs, well, I mean, I guess snorting sugar would do the same shit because it just like binds to the oxygen in your lungs,
biologist on
and then gets absorbed into your blood that way. But butt chugging is also like a very quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, we need to test this.
That's gonna be the next episode.
Next episode, I butt chug a Bluesky.
We do it naked.
Cameron smokes crack.
We're smoking crack. Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden. Okay. Your hot take. Wait, was that your hot take that led to that?
What?
To the whole crack conversation?
I don't remember.
Oh god.
All I know is I really have to fucking pee.
What are we at right now?
We're at an hour 20.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
All right.
What are your hot takes?
Yeah. let me know. Would you smoke crack? Because evidently we were building a community.
Again, just to see how it feels. Just to see, I have a hard time.
Mr. Addictive Personality.
I have a hard time I'm a visual learner. Okay.
I'm keeping an eye on my catalytic converter. All right. Do you want to read off the socials?
Chill. Came up. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay, socials. Here we go. YouTube, we are Learning Curve Pod. Bluesky, we are learningcurvepod.bsky.social. Twitter, we are at Learning Curve Pod. Instagram, we are at podcast as people that got Learning Curve Pod. Buy it out from them. And TikTok, we are Learning Curve Podcast, and then Bodhi, which is Shrink3D.
Yerp.
When do you stream? Did you
announce pretty regularly?
Do you announce it or do you?
No, I just sit down. I feel like streaming.
You gotta get a schedule.
I mean, I could, but it's kind of hard for me to schedule just because I will like get off work. I'll have a couple hours, and then Haley, my girlfriend, will text me, and then she'll be like, "Oh, I want to go to this place after," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm not streaming today." Or, like, because it's recommended you stream at least like 4 hours
At a time?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
it's not that hard.
No, I know it's not
streamed
that hard.
for like
I watch
10 to 12
I
regularly.
have someone I know that streams and they stream for like 9 hours sometimes.
Yeah, it's really easy to do, but it's just that's what I'm saying. There's just like a lot of stuff that comes up, no fault of anybody's, that would make it hard for me to stick to a schedule. I try to do it like 4 times a week for at least 4 to 5 hours each time. I'm gonna stream today when I get home.
Stream yourself smoking crack.
Yeah, smoke crack on the live.
Okay. Well, this has been Learning Curve Podcast. I can't say don't smoke crack, but I can't say smoke it. I'm not going to take a position on it. I'm going to ride the fence on this one.
Smoke crack responsibly, everybody.
Do drugs responsibly. That's a good note to end on.
All right,
Bye.
Bye.